This is really the exciting thing about working in transportation because it actually cuts across all of these industries. All these stakeholders want access to quality, accurate, real-time information.
We always say that information is the key, and delivering information to travelers in a timely manner is very important.
The primary thing is trying to get people that are driving to their destinations as safe as possible, as expediently as possible. So if there's a road closure, if there's a work zone, if there's a back of queue, we want to make sure that they know that there's some potential for a slowdown ahead or some other deviation in driving.
So we have dynamic messaging boards. When you drive on our freeways, you probably see this electronic board that tells you slow down.
But there's a lot of places on the roadway in our system where we just can't communicate directly with them.
We've been looking for a while for an opportunities to move us forward on V2X front.
One of our big missions working with public sector agencies from a transportation perspective is to really enable them to create more safe and efficient transportation networks.
In this region, transportation needs far exceed available funding.
They're more used to actually investing in physical road infrastructure. Smart cameras, video sensors, LiDAR detection that gets buried in the pavement. But this infrastructure takes money and takes labor to deploy and maintain over time. How can we actually use our software and network assets to decrease the friction of deploying this infrastructure on the roadways? Let's have a discussion around how we can actually best protect your existing investment.
What we see as a possible path forward is that a cellular solution gets us away or distances us from all of these regulatory hurdles. It makes it a lot more flexible, and we put solutions in the hands of the drivers who have cell phones, which are practically everyone.
The first order of business really was, because given how new this technology is to prove it out. It hasn't been done before.
Informational chain, is it working? Can we communicate like that? What is the latency? What is potential complications? Certain things you never know until you actually try them out.
We wanted to look at several things in this pilot. One of them is just basic communication. Can we send messages and location information to Verizon in this case, such that they can understand the incident or the event that is on the freeway and where the boundaries are geographically? Then we had 3 other use cases that we wanted to look at. One was work zone identification and location. Secondly, curve speed warning. And the third, something we call dynamic back of queue.
This particular technology doesn't really require any roadside deployments, any hardware to be installed.
We have a virtualized version of this RSU that's essentially hosted on our public MEC. It's a piece of software that essentially does the same thing as this physical RSU does.
Now you have continuous messaging. We can inform drivers through audio and visual messaging on their cell phones about back of queue, about upcoming work zone, about a curve, about drop in speed, and they can take a timely action.
It makes the driver safer, the driver's better informed, and again, we believe that we are being good stewards to our taxpayers by implementing something that's less costly and easier to operate and maintain.
I should say that Verizon was a steady, good partner for us, and we were able to together overcome various hurdles and challenges. It's really, we were looking to prove the concept. And I think in that sense, this pilot was very successful.